All right, we're back working on the IS300, and I opted to go with brand new brakes and rotors. And yes, that's on backwards, but I do that to clean this side of the rotor. Comes a film on these things, and you want to clean it off. So do that first, then I'll flip it. So now I got it facing the right way. Hit it with some more brake clean. You're nice and wiped off. Then we'll start putting the brake pads on. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the actual bracket that bolts on, and your caliper piece bolts on that has your pads. This is what's called your slider. All right, see how that moves in and out? I've already greased it. You can see the grease coming out. But what happens is they get dry and they don't want to come out. This is a perfect example. It's hard to film this and pull it out too. Let's do the best I can here. You can see they get just dried up. They still got grease on it, but just get gummed up. I guess that grease kind of like dries in there. And that little thing at the end there, you'll have to shove it back down in there. That's supposed to stay down in there. So I have to pull that off, and that little thing at the bottom, that little black ring, I have to shove him back down in there. But actually I could probably get away with just dip it in my high temp grease. I got it all in my pants. So I'll try to pack him back in there for you. Let's see. Give me a second. I'll pack on it and try to get it in there. Yeah. So you can see now with the grease in them, there's actually air in the bottom of them. And you can see they try to push themselves out a little bit. That's kind of what you want, because once that goes in, the other caliper piece rides on it, and that it actually holds those in place, and that allows that to go back in and out. So that's kind of what you're wanting. See the difference in it now though versus when I first pulled it apart. And this one will work the same way. So you want that instead of it just when you open it, and once you take these off, if it's stuck down here, you need to pull that loose and put some grease in that thing. That's called your slider. That allows the actual piece that houses your brake pads to move. The whole thing will move. I'll show you once I get it on, but this will be the next piece to go on after the rotor. So let me put this thing on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. So you take an old brake pad, because these are dual calipers, you get you a big C-clamp, or not dual caliper, it's a dual piston. See how the shape of a piston and the shape here? Well, you use that pad, because if you don't use one of those old pads, if you just push on one of these, like if you put pressure on one of these pistons, it'll just push the other one out. So you have to take a pad, put it across both of them, and push them at the same time with that brake pad. And there it is with the wires on it. And then you can see the sliders a little better on this phone. So let me get that set and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now, all I did was just set this on, and you can see those sliders push in, and you have to put a bolt in the backside so those sliders will actually be smushed. And you'll put I think it's like a 12 millimeter, I think it is. And so you take that, put you some Loctite on it, and it lives right there. And that, so if you get to tightening it and it keeps spinning, you can hold back on it. That you put your pair of pliers or a wrench or something on this, and that keeps that from spinning, so you can tighten these bolts. So let me put some Loctite on them and get these things tightened up. All right, here we go. All right, so none of those are tight. I lied to you entirely, those are 14s. And that's pretty much it. And like I say, when you put the wheel on, there's a little slop left in it, but that'll fix that being loose. So that's it. Keep in mind that you've pushed in both pistons. So the first time you hit your brakes, there'll be no brakes. I've heard of people like crashing their car when they do this, and then like they'll have no brakes that first time they hit it, and then they like panic and run into crap. So make sure you're aware you will not have brakes for at least one good solid push. So you may want to, before you let it off a lift or anything, you may want to hit it a couple times before you either put it in gear or try to drive, because it will take off. And if you just hit them one solid time, it will not stop this car. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this side, put the wheel back on. That's the only thing I got left. And go ahead and tighten it up, let it down, and probably go ahead and do the other side while I've got everything right here laid out. I have a mess, I've got stuff everywhere. But I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll start moving cars around, and I'll end up with this car on the lift, and I'll probably check the transmission fluid and probably change the oil on it too. But that's what I'm working on, and I've got to shift all these cars around. I do have another thing though. I will get to that probably in a minute, but let me get this put on and at least get this back on the ground for now. All right, here we go. All right, so I got her wrapped up. Got her on there. We'll have to check the alignment and stuff before we go back to the track. Went ahead and put a set of scrubs on the back. Those are Kendas on the front. So I don't know what we'll do for the track. And so I gotta move some cars around. All right, if you're a car guy or girl, it's more than likely you've had that one car that you built or fixed up or had in your possession that you regret letting go. I have two of those. One ended up being damaged beyond repair. I had people working on it, paint guy, he just tore it up. I have a second one. So I ended up with it back. This was my hot rod back in the day. Turboed B16. It was 84 millimeter sleeved. There's no motor in it now. It was on Roto Slipstreams. I think I may have a picture of it. I may put it in there somewhere. So she's it's on like Skunk 2 coilovers now, but I ended up with it back thanks to one of the twins. Art had it, he ended up with it, and he let me buy the shell back. Don't have the motor and stuff that was built in it, but I do have the body. So that's one of my two that got away. I ended up with it back. And I think I may even have traded for the motor and transmission back too, maybe. Yeah, I know I have. So that's the one that got away of my two. That's one of them. And I'll plug in a picture of the other one. Keep in mind, man, this was 98 when I had the yellow one. And this one was in mid 2000s somewhere 10, 12, something. And I had a Subaru WRX, like a 05, 06, something like that. It was pretty much new. And this thing just sat, traded it off, got into the rentals and that kind of thing, and it kind of got away from me. Better things happened, well, not better, but different things. I tried to make other things happen. And this is one of those that got away, and now I have it back. What am I gonna do with it? No clue. Do I have time to work on it? Not really, but I have it. So if I ever get the time or the money or the whatever, all the stars align just right, we may do something with it. So either way, I got it. So, all right, here we go. All right, so that's the day. My son came and picked up the IS300. We're gonna have him drive it a little bit and break those. That's him now. I have him break in those new brake pads and rotors and stuff. He dropped a Civic off here. The radio don't work that good, so he likes driving his car because the radio's better. We brought, I can still hear him. We took the silver IS300 out, took the S13 and put it out here by the front door so we can wash the engine bay and I can run a cord and sand outside. There's no reason for it to be in the shop right now. We can kind of tinker on it outside a little bit, wash it up good, wet sand it if we want to while it's out there. But I got the 240 in here still, and now the IS300 on that in that last bay. And I'm not gonna start on it yet, I don't believe. I'm gonna continue on trying to get the S14 done and just see where that goes right now that my son's car is turned around and everything we really needed to do on it, just give it a once over. I did drop the fluid on the transmission. I changed it. It looked real foamy, like it might have got water in it or something. So it was full, but it was foamy looking. So I went ahead and changed it. We put the better tires on front, went ahead and changed the other rotor and pad and stuff. So yeah, I got it knocked out, and he's gonna drive it a little bit and see if he feels like it needs anything else. We may have to align it and a couple other things, but everything went smooth. The other side looked good. All the parts looked good. The wheel bearing looked good on the other side. So should be okay. But yeah, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys following and liking and subscribing and commenting. Our likes are going up. Everything seems to be moving forward. We're making progress on our count of how many people's watching and all that. Everything's going up. The numbers keep going up. Thank every one of you. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything. We have people that share our videos that on Facebook and YouTube and just the Instagram, all the social medias. Everybody, man, everybody's been super nice to us and help promote us and all that. And on the 29th, if you happen to have a chance to go to Mid Pond, that's where we'll be. If you want to come to Mid Pond, our sponsors and everything are going to be down there, and we're going to be selling merch. And if you want to meet and greet kind of thing, Mid Pond on the 29th, we will be there. We'll probably be the first ones to show up. We usually are. So we'll be there. Unless we break, we'll be there all day. But we're always the first ones there, so if you want to get there early, we will be there. Yeah, so thanks for everything, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Our website, chesserenterprises.com. Check into that. And again, I'm still working on it, still building it. And if you don't see what you want, if there's parts or something you want to get, I have wholesale accounts to everything. I can probably save you $1 or $2. And so one of the higher end wholesalers that carries pretty much everything, we've got accounts with those guys. So if you want to give us a shot and see if we can't price match or whatever, I can drop ship stuff. If it's something I can't afford to keep in inventory or don't have, I can drop ship things from them guys. But yeah, keep us in mind, guys. Hey, thanks for watching our video. All right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.